Hello, I'm Giles Darling and I write novels, plays and non-fiction books. In this video I show an example of how to create dozens of story ideas from a what-if moment. This follows the process outlined in my How to Create Story Ideas videos, which I include a link to below. In this video, my what-if moment was prompted by a conversation with a former colleague about why, in their opinion, heaven can't exist, at least not as it's traditionally depicted. This was based on a number of reasons, such as one person's idea of heaven can conflict with and be very different from another person's. Also, if a widow or widower remarries, what happens when eventually they and their new partner die? Is polygamy allowed in heaven? This led to a what-if moment when I wondered to myself, what is heaven like? Because, as my former colleague pointed out, it cannot be the traditional image, as that won't satisfy everyone there. There's a wide variety of possibilities and therefore a wide variety of story ideas. The first step to create story ideas from a what-if moment is to ask some open-ended questions and to come up with some initial answers along with some follow-on questions. So let's get started. Question 1. Why is the traditional view of heaven impractical? In addition to each person's idea of heaven potentially being very different and conflicting, and the polygamy issue already mentioned, what are the other reasons why the traditional view of heaven is impractical? Just like here on Earth, people in heaven will have a whole range of preferences for all aspects of life. For example, what is their favourite time of year? Do they prefer living in an urban or rural environment, or in a luxury or simple dwelling? Do they like to keep busy, or prefer a relaxed lifestyle? Space and resources here on Earth are limited, and people therefore have to make compromises with some of these preferences in order for us all to live side by side. If heaven is a very large place and there are unlimited resources, then maybe it can cope with each person's individual requirements. However, your story could be about heaven running out of space or resources, and people therefore coming into conflict. Another puzzle is how people in heaven appear to each other. It could be an issue if they look at the age when they died. For example, imagine a couple who die 20 or 30 years apart. Can the person who died first, maybe in middle age, still love the partner who died much later, in old age? Maybe, instead, people can choose what they look like, what age they appear in heaven. Your story idea could focus on this. Alternatively, maybe people in heaven don't look like humans at all. This possible solution could be another story idea. Similarly, what about people with health issues or disabilities? Are they healthy and able-bodied in heaven? How does this impact on them and their interactions with others? How will those who used to care for them on Earth feel now? Can you think of other reasons, other puzzles? Please leave your suggestions in this video's comments. Question 2. Are there any pets in heaven? For many people, their pets are as important to them as other human beings, if not more important. Would these people survive in heaven if their deceased pets are not with them in heaven too? Your story could focus on this struggle. However, if pets are allowed in heaven, this could also pose a problem because a single person can own many pets over his or her lifetime. Would this person have to look after all these pets in heaven? This could cause a logistical nightmare, particularly if some of the pets don't get along with each other. What if pets in heaven can talk? Many pet owners would love this at first, until the pets say how they truly feel about their owners. Indeed, would pets in heaven want to be owned at all? Would they prefer to roam freely? There are lots of potential conflicts here. Similarly, if farm animals could talk, would everyone in heaven be a vegetarian? And what if wild animals can talk too? This leads to all sorts of story ideas. Question 3. What about animism? Leading on from talking animals, what if objects in heaven could talk? This relates to the belief system known as animism. One type of animism believes that all natural objects have a soul. So, as well as animals, insects, etc., this also includes things like rocks, trees, mountains, rivers, lakes and forests. So, according to animism, what happens when a tree dies? Does its soul go to heaven? If so, would these trees, like pets in heaven, be able to speak? Presumably, they would voice objections if anyone tries to cut them down and turn them into planks of wood. Similarly, if you plucked a vegetable from the soil, would it scream and shout at you? How would anyone in heaven feed themselves? Another branch of animism believes that all objects, including manufactured objects, have a soul. So this would include everything from the precious, like a valuable antique or a treasured childhood toy, to the throwaway, such as a disposable cup from a coffee shop. Would these objects also go to heaven? Your story's main character could feel joy when recollecting with a long-lost toy, or fear as he or she is pursued by an army of plastic cups that the main character has thoughtlessly discarded over his or her lifetime. Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to use any of these story ideas for your own novels, plays, screenplays and TV scripts. To see me ask more open-ended questions, please watch my follow-up video. Please also check out the rest of my YouTube channel, especially where I discuss the various books that I've written. I hope my channel encourages you to buy my books and to read them if you haven't already done so. Finally, please feel free to leave comments below and to like and subscribe this video and my YouTube channel. See you soon.